Alright, welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We're taking on Elliot here. I'm not sure, I don't know if there's someone named Elliot that I'm familiar with from the channel. I don't think it's him. Could be just someone else. I don't know, but we're going to use the Byleth team because I realized that Byleth was bonus, so I figured why not try to fit her in somehow, and here we are. This is what this is what I've come up with. It works pretty well for these types of setups, I guess. And let's not forget here that Freyr is a good unit. Probably the best unit when it comes to all the debuffs that are currently going around in the game. And that is basically why he's here. To stop all of these debuffs, the fuse, the plus 10 damage, the discords, the panics, all of that. And basically just to help out Nagi survive here, my budget Nagi here, who could really use Shield Fighter, but I don't. Well, I do have a spare copy, but I'm not going to give it to her. This works. The build that I have works fairly well, just as long as she's not getting quadded. And even if she's getting quadded, she would probably have died in any case. So it is what it is. This should be good enough. Yeah, we're gonna take on the majority of this with Byleth here, or at least, well, 2 range units, I guess, and then Nagi should be able to handle the rest. And then I gotta well, actually, I don't have to get a bonus kill with Reagan here. She's just around for the special acceleration or the special jump, if it is needed. But I went with the preempts, the speed preempts for Byleth because it actually works well for what I'm trying to have her do, which is to Vantage, obviously. I was originally trying to get Bernie to do this job, but she was not consistent in the slightest, and I just didn't want to give her any fodder. The only thing that I think I would have probably given to Bernie would have been Verge of Death, but there's no way I'm going back on that legendary banner just to get 1 copy of Celica. So she's just going to have to do without it. And then aside from that,
is it time?
The healing that Nagi provides kind of messes up the whole thing that Bernie's trying to do as well. So I don't know what I'm going to do with my Bernie, man. I love her art. I love her unit design. I love what she does, but I just can't fit her on a team. I literally can't, because of my playstyle. So she, fortunately, might. Well, she's +2, so I'm not gonna fodder a unit that's +2. But she's probably just gonna get benched, like I've done with Alphonse, who I just don't have a use for. Which is really just unfortunate because they're powerful units. I can't use them, which is crazy. But yeah, let's set this up so that we can get out of here and wrap this up. The pots are like pretty much all the way in the back, which is prime strategy for Chaos Season. Just leave the pots where no one can get them. And I don't blame anyone for doing that. That's pretty much what you do in this season, just so that you can make things as annoying as possible for your opponent. Nagi took a bit of work to get her to perform. Trying to find her best build, and of course it is Shield Fighter, but since I don't have that, I was trying to get as close as possible as I could to that, and this worked fairly well, especially against Sigurd. She does the job, so I'll probably put her in light season. Probably, maybe I don't need her, maybe Astra Anima, since Gatri doesn't do very well into Sigurd on that follow-up attack. So that's something I could consider. Whereas in Light Dark Season, I have Gato to kind of replicate what Nagi's able to provide. So I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. But those are just my thoughts for right now. It's gotta be a. I feel like every Chaos Season is a bit slow when it comes to the first couple of matches. They're typically not the hardest, but picks up at some point during the week when there's a banner that comes. There's typically a banner reveal, and there's usually something to talk about by then, but as of right now, there's really not much going on. I really feel like I'm missing one piece for... They need to put a nuke on that banner. Whatever banner that dagger is going to be on, there needs to be at least one nuke, because I feel like there's a spot on my defense that is up for grab, and if it's a good nuke, then she'll definitely end up on in that spot, because I'm not running. There's no way I'm gonna use Duma. Like, what am I doing using Duma at this point? I don't even think like he makes a good far save, or near save rather, at this stage. He's just so like off the pace. You can give him a ton of fodder, but he just will not perform, I don't believe. Maybe if you gave him Shield Fighter, but that just feels like premium fodder to give to a unit that's off the pace, off the boil. You're better off just using for Mortis, in my opinion. I don't think they really like future-proofed him, but I feel like there's a lot more of that going into the unit designs these days. But like, because he was so old, he really just wasn't like made to like survive these modern threats.
What should I do?
Regardless of the fodder that we have to give to units these days, he's just not cutting it. And then also there's a Shara, who actually will like fit into the majority of my teams, I feel, somehow. Yeah, so that should be that for there. Really not much to talk about aside from that. I'm struggling here trying to figure out what to discuss. I mean, say that we're gonna get Binding Worlds. I put out Knots. It's a fairly decent build. She has what does she have? She has Firm Canto Stomp, Distant Bonus Doubler, and you know, her Refine. Really what I'm hoping for is that I put her out so that I can get one back.
Stay where you are.
Because I would like to, because I'm going to use her for defense, I want to get the Dragon Flowers to make her perform better. So hopefully I put out into the universe what I want to find. So hopefully someone will put out a Knot and I can pick up that and get the merges, if the Dragon Flowers. If not, then I don't know. I'll just figure it out, man. That aside, I haven't gotten anything too crazy. There was of Pirate Veronica. That's probably the only thing that stands out in my mind that I can remember right now. I keep skipping over Ninjorin. She's like constantly popping up, but I keep skipping her because she can't really do much, I feel. Oh, I got a really nice, what's her name? Severa. Spring? Yeah, Spring Severa. I got a really nice one. I'm considering picking her up because of what her weapon does, and she'll probably get a decent refine before Ninjorin at least. So I'm considering picking up the Spring Severa if I don't get a Knot. But that's like the most that I've gotten so far. I'm not done yet, obviously, but we'll see if there's anything better that pops up along the way. But for now, those are my options. And also a Marth, but I'm probably not going to get the Marth. Legendary Marth, I'm probably going to skip that. Just Space Kit, nothing too crazy. It'd just be for the merge and the flowers. Yeah, Asker is pretty cool so far. Halloween Asker, I've been enjoying playing with him. Just seeing what he can do, what he can tank. I'm probably going to replace Attuned Erica with him.
I go with conviction.
Because Erica just isn't doing what I need her.
Good idea.
She isn't doing what I need her to do. I was considering giving Erica Hardy Bearing, but her whole thing is Vantage, so there's no point in giving her Hardy Bearing. Whereas I can just give Hardy Bearing to Asker, and he'll just always be able to counter Celica. Not that he really needs the Hardy Bearing skill, because he can typically tank both hits and still survive Emblem Celica, but it's a little bit close. So I feel like Hardy Baron is a little bit better for him. So yeah, he's gonna take her spot. She's been officially fired, Erica, and Asker is now hired. And also he just provides tremendous support. The downside is that team now has so many buffs to steal that if I come across a Nurgle, I probably won't be able to use that team. And if I come across, like, let's say Tina, it's going to be a nightmare to use that team. So I got to build something that's a little bit more balanced to compensate for that. So yeah, that's one change made. We're gonna let Nagi attack into Nagi here because I forgot that she has dragon effectiveness and I can just use that to win here. So this is pretty much GG's. Man, I also just like remembered about Halloween Duma and how he is like nowhere close to how good this Nagi is. Kind of crazy. And that's that. GG's, man. Yeah, see you in the next one. Alright, welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We're taking on Gitrina? I don't know, it reminds me of that Pokemon from the dark dragon, the shadow dragon from Pokemon, Gitrina. But yeah, we're gonna use this other team that I made here. I have a couple of teams and hopefully I get to use all of them this season and show them off just a little bit. Really what I want to do here is see the Marnie versus this Ninjorian matchup. That should be interesting. But then also I can just do all of this with Sita. Sita continues to age very well. Definitely worth the investment. Waiting on her banner to come back around so I can finish the merges. And then pick up some extra fodder, or give out some extra fodder, rather. She has a ton of stuff on her, so that should be interesting when that happens. Very nice Ninja Tsunaki. Highly invested, but probably won't be able to do very much in this setup here. My only concern is what I'm going to do about Alphonse, but then, oh, I got Makai on the team, so that probably won't matter either. And then I also want to take care of Embla. Depending on where Embla ends up, she could be an issue. But we'll see how that goes. For now, I'm just gonna chill out and get rid of Sharena, at least. Yeah, that aside, it's kind of a slow week for Faye. I also forgot to mention that they seem to have put it back to 400, the cap for Ether Raids, so I think that should transition into Astra Anima season when it comes back around, so we should be able to get the 400 now. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. We'll see. Hopefully they fixed it. We'll see what happens there. I'd recommend that you play your match at least on the first day before testing it out. Well, I mean, I don't know how you'd ever get to test it out if you don't miss a day, you know? Well, I don't know, but hopefully they fix. Someone will try to test it and they'll let us know if it works, because it's kind of a hard thing to trust IS at this point after they messed it up the first time. Ooh, I kind of messed up. I wanted Marnie to tank Tsunaki there, but I kind of messed up while talking. Because Tsunaki can't reach, so it's not gonna happen. Oh well, guess we just won't get to see that. I wanted that for the thumbnail actually, but we won't get to see it. Doesn't matter. Anyways, what was I gonna say? So yeah, 400 cap for the ether, maximum ether. That's a thing now. It's gonna be interesting to see how people use that once it becomes more common. And outside of that, really nothing else going on in Faye. There's Affinity Auto Battles. I see that running, but I mean, who cares? I'm really just waiting on the banner reveal to see what the units are, what the skills are, if there's a ranged unit or not, because I really need a ranged unit. And then, yeah, nothing going on. It's a slow week for Faye. Finally, things have calmed down a bit, it looks like. Really good placement for the Chaos Season week. And then also, I should probably play some Summoner Duels just to practice. I think we're going to get either Summoner Duels S or Summoner Duels R soon. I think it should be Summoner Duels S. I need to check out what that map is and get some teams in and practice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much going on. So let's talk about anime in the meantime. Dawn is the first thing that comes to my mind when talking about anime this season. The ones that, or at least the one that I'm excited to watch. Now, even though I'm excited to watch it, I am not going to watch it until it finishes, because I want there to be. I think I've said this before, or you've heard this before from the channel. I hate cliffhangers, so I'm going to wait until it finishes so I can binge watch the whole thing and see what's going on with that. I think it should be 12 episodes, 12 to 13, if not 15. Was it ReZero that was getting 15? I don't remember. One of those animes is getting 15 this season. But yeah, that's really what I'm most excited to watch. It's been really hyped up. I've been seeing a lot of talk about it, so I want to see what's going on there. I didn't read the manga or anything. I've been following it for a while, and I knew that it was good, but I didn't read to see what the story's about and all that. And then also, of course, I want to watch ReZero because it takes them, 4 years just to put out one season, which, I mean, let them take their time with it, let them cook. It looks like it's going really well so far, but I probably should watch the other seasons before I jump straight back into this one, because I've kind of forgotten a lot of what's happened. So there's that. And then what else do I want to watch this season? There was one other one that I thought would be really great, but I can't remember what it was right now. But I mean, for right now, those are the main two that I'm hyped about. And yeah, as of right now, I'm just closing out the animes from the season before. That one anime about those 02 or 09 and 02, whatever. The one where the girl is cyborgs, androids, and they're fighting for no reason because the humans are already gone and blah 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 blah. Near Automata, I think that's what it's called. I was watching that, and it in the middle of it gained some excitement, but then nothing happened, and I was like, well, stuff did happen, but it feels like at the end of the day, none of it really matters, because I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything, but it just feels kind of underwhelming. I was kind of excited. I thought the story was going somewhere cool, but I don't know. Maybe we'll have to wait until the third season comes out for it to make sense, because I'm just watching it and it's just not making any sense to me. So there was that I recently finished. What else did I recently watch? Of course, Oshinoko was fantastic. I feel like that was the best visuals that I watched this season. Everything looked so good. The music was really good. The outro, I thought, was really good. That was a banger. The ending OP, and then
as you say.
What else? I'm excited to see where the story develops from there. I don't know. I feel like I've watched so much, but then a lot of it kind of feels unimportant. There wasn't a lot of good anime this season. A lot of it was pretty bad. A lot of it was pretty bad. I'm struggling to remember anything that really stood out to me aside from that and Fable. I thought Fable was really good. Apparently they said that the manga is better, so I can imagine that if you were reading the manga, you'd probably enjoy it more. But the animation was pretty good, pretty dope. I was really tuned into it. I thought it was pretty good.
Tough decision.
Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. That is all I've got. I can't think of anything else to talk about for right now. I'm just trying to avoid Hathern here so I can get the pods. Just running away as best as possible. Far save Marnie is actually she's actually a really decent far save with Shield Fighter. She actually does very well, to my surprise. Or also the bonus stats, do help out, but so far, from just testing and everything, she can actually make the far save thing work. And I don't even have the best save skills on her either. This is attack speed save, but she really doesn't need that. It does nothing for her. Well, not much for her, really. But that's what I got, so I'm just working with it. But yeah, she's actually pretty decent. I'm sure that you saw her tank Makaya there, which is commendable on its own. And She tanks a lot of other threats that are currently like really meta threats. Like she tanks them very well with Shield Fighter.
Where to today?
Bernie, she does very well against Bernie. Even if Bernie quads, she can get the kill a lot of times because she's green and she's tanky. So that's usually not like too much of a problem for her. But
What shall we do?
yeah, those are just some of the things that have been going on. Yeah, man, like I said, not much. It's a slow week in Faye. I'm just trying to get through it, trying to find something to make content out of. Get the pot here, and let's let Marnie wrap things up for us,
I'll handle it.
and then get out of here. I mean, how's your week been going? Hopefully things have been doing well on your side. If you're, what anime are you watching this season? Like, what are you interested in? Feel free to share. I'd love to discuss anything anime related. Always open to hearing your opinions on that. And that's it, man. GG's. See you in the next one.